Could you give us just how you feel everything's gone from introduction day to today in terms of what you hope to achieve, where you hope the program would be, and just your overall general feeling about being back in Blacksburg?
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind, as you can imagine. Just the way college football is now. Recruiting our current team, keeping those guys in the fold, transfer portal, high school recruiting, hiring a staff, getting familiar with Blacksburg, getting familiar with Virginia Tech, institutional knowledge, community knowledge, all that kind of stuff. So it's been a whirlwind, but it's been good, and I think we've been productive in a positive way, but we still got a lot of work to do.
You did well here when you were at Penn State, but you're doing even better now that you're with Virginia Tech. Do you find the message is a little bit different, received a little bit different when you come in with the Hokies on your lapel?
Well, I think first of all, it's got to start at home. I don't care where you're at, what program you're in charge of. It's got to start at home. And I think when you're able to offer an opportunity to a young man and his family, and they're able to achieve all of their dreams and do it at home or close to home, why wouldn't you, right? That's to me the real selling point. And for us, I say more us than everybody else in the room. We remember Virginia Tech kicking butt and taking names. And that's why we're here to get it back like that. So it's going to start with the high school coaches, the high school players, in the state of Virginia, maybe some Virginia kids that left, and we're going to try to bring back home in the transfer portal, those types of things. It's got to start there, and then obviously we'll complement those young men with players from the footprint, and then also nationally. So it's been going well. Obviously, being able to sell Virginia Tech to Virginia players, I think carries a lot of weight.
Coach, like he said, you were recruited well here for years and before you took the Virginia Tech job. What do you have to say about the football scene here in Central Virginia specifically?
Well, it's critical, right? It's about starting here at home and building relationships and showing families and young men why they can achieve all their dreams at Virginia Tech. The academics are phenomenal. And maybe I'm old school, but I still believe this is about the student athlete and being able to achieve all your dreams. What we have to offer at Virginia Tech carries a lot of weight. So, this area is critical to us. That's why we're here tonight. Obviously, with us being in town, it made sense to try to connect with you guys as well, and hopefully connect with some fans and some alumni that we have here as well. So just another opportunity to get out and sell the Virginia Tech message and our pride.
Has there been a secret over the years to your Virginia recruiting roots? You've recruited the state very well going back to Penn State. How have you been able to tap into the area's top talent for so long?
Well, I think first of all, it's make it a priority, right? It starts with that. You gotta make it a priority. I will say this, and I don't mean this as a knock to anybody, but I do think, not the two current coaches, with Coach Elliott, who's done a phenomenal job at the University of Virginia, but I think there was a time period where the two main schools in the state, Virginia Tech and Virginia, I don't know if necessarily were recruiting the state as hard as they should have been, and it opened up opportunities for other people to come in and other schools to come in. But there's also been a history, right? The school that I was at had a history of some Virginia players, and we tried to build on that. But once again, for us to do what we want to do and go where we want to go, it's got to start with the players in our state.
Matt Henderson, a guy that we all covered extensively in high school, what'd you like about his development and why'd you want to bring him to Blacksburg?
Yeah, so a couple things. I think it actually goes before that, right? Tyler Warren was committed to Virginia Tech. We end up getting Tyler to come and play tight end for us, and he ends up being the number 14 pick overall. Then obviously we get to know Matt Henderson, and I think there's a lot of similarities in their game, basketball players. You know, one of the things that I don't think a lot of people know, but also is a tie, is Trace McSorley from Virginia, great quarterback for us at Penn State. Matt Henderson, Tyler Warren, all three of their fathers played together at Richmond. So when we got Trace, and Trace had a bunch of success and was loving his experience and how he interacted with the coaches and that, then obviously they told Tyler Warren, and then Tyler Warren tells Matt Henderson, and it kind of goes from there. So I think at the end of the day, it's about relationships, right? The Virginia Tech, the power of the Virginia Tech logo is important, but at the end of the day, I don't care what business you're in, it's about people and treating people the right way and pouring your hearts and souls into their children. And then obviously those young men achieving their dreams. So that played a part in it as well. You know, it's a pretty strong connection.
You worked any details for your spring game yet, or you still a work in progress?
Yeah, we have most of the details set. I think the date is April 18th, if I'm remembering correctly, April 18th. We're going to do a traditional spring game. We're going to have a big spring game. We want it sold out. We're expecting that thing to be 65,000 and make a statement nationally about what's going on at Virginia Tech with our excitement and our lettermen and alumni coming back for the game. It's also going to be a dress rehearsal for me to kind of see how the tailgating is and you know, basically all the things that are going to go into running a game. I don't want to get to our first game and, you know, have issues with some things like that. So this is a really good dress rehearsal for us as a coaching staff as well. But we want it to be one of, if not the biggest spring games in the country.
Are you able to talk about any of the guys that we're honoring tonight? Davion Brown, Maddox Cochran, a lot of guys in this class headed to Virginia Tech. Are you able to talk about what you liked about their talent yet?
JJ, do you know, I'm not sure if I can.
All good.
The rules are kind of weird, although these guys have signed, it's still a little bit weird, and I'd rather probably avoid it than cause any drama or issues. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.